Speaking of the PS5, since we're on that topic, anyways, that'll lead us to the next article. Sony has already said that there are still going to be continued shortages of the PS5 throughout this year into 2022. They essentially still can't catch up with the demand on top of being short on the hardware in
Yeah, I
order
think
to make the systems.
I was
What?
gonna say, I think a lot of other places are having the shortage in the system, on
Mhm.
placed on parts and things like that.
Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
not.
mention
It's
that
not.
also. It's not just PS5 because after I had decided to put this article in the show, I think like the next day there's a new article that's out saying that Nintendo is actually having the same problem. So their switches are also they're having a hard time catching up with demand as well because of the hardware shortages.
Yeah. So,
Oh shit!
Yeah, I mean, lucky you guys already got your switches. So
oh my.
But I wanted to get the light that was coming out, the purple one. Damn it!
yeah,
But yeah,
so do you guys think that we're gonna get? Are you guys gonna look for something at some point, or are you just gonna wait until 2022 when things slow down a bit?
Uh,
Mm,
is
PS5.
your connection okay? There we go.
yeah. There we go. No, no, no. You were talking and then it went choppy.
Ah,
That's
Yeah,
why we were all confused.
it's weird.
Um. Uh. Are, you, are
did
we
you
gonna
catch the
call a
question?
name? Yeah. Partially. I didn't hear the full
Oh,
name.
I said, did you guys still plan on trying to search for a PS5 this year with even with the shortages, or are you just gonna wait till things slow down and ramp up in 2022?
Okay. So I guess Randy, you want to rock paper scissors for it? Rock paper
I'll
scissors
I'll
say
just
shit.
I'll just go first. Fuck it.
All right. Go ahead.
Clearly, I'm gonna cheat. Whatever you put up, I'm just gonna say the opposite. So,
But what if I have a gun?
um, uh,
God.
anyways, no, I'm in no rush to play on anything like the PlayStation 5 or like another Switch. It's whenever they do find like the time to like catch up, then I'll
Mhm.
look for it. Or if I just so happen to like get bored and then like stumble on Walmart and like, oh hey, it's there, then cool. Like happenstance or just whenever it's fine. But as of now, like
There's
fuck it.
nothing that you're itching to get at some point soon this year. Like, I mean, you already you missed out on Returnal. I know that's not your jam exactly, but things like Returnal, things like an upgraded Resident Evil 8 or an upgraded Final Fantasy 7. I don't even know what the fuck else is actually coming out like exclusive
Dude,
for PlayStation right now.
unless you hit me with a Parappa the Rapper 3 exclusively for
Rapper,
PS5,
rapper
I'm not
three.
getting it.
Kingdom Hearts exclusively for PS5.
Kingdom
No.
Hearts. What if Kingdom
Kingdom
Hearts
Hearts.
was releasing this year?
Well, then I guess I'm gonna have to start, getting a fucking PlayStation 5.
Okay.
Randy, you really got a Kingdom Hearts after 2 years, bro? You a traitor. You a traitor.
What about Kevin?
Well, me, not like the Pro that they were talking about. I don't really care for it. Like the Switch Pro, I believe. I meant to say. I more so care about the
PlayStation
new
5
Switch.
Pro.
I care about the PlayStation 5. That's coming out in like 2 years. I could wait for that.
Yeah, Pro's not gonna happen anytime soon.
Yeah.
But with the Switch, I'm more so excited for the light colors that are coming out. That they're going to be referencing like the older systems. Like eventually, hopefully, they do like a SNES color. But the blue that's coming out looks like a purple to me, or I'm probably colorblind. But that blue looks purple, and I thought it was the GameCube color, so I was like, immediately excited to get it. But like the five, I mean, if I like Randy said, if I happen one day and like go to like my local game store and I see a PlayStation 5, I'll probably buy it. But like I'm not really in a rush because every game that I want to play on the PS5 is on the P4,
Yeah.
like Village and Fighters on P5 is like it runs faster, but it's not really anything different than what I'm experiencing now. You know what
It's
I
like
mean?
the only
So
thing
I
you're
thought,
missing out on is just like loading screens. It's pretty much it right
Yeah.
now. It's just
yeah,
the,
and if
But
I
I
the
want,
do have
speed.
to say, if
Mhm.
you when you have no loading screens, it makes every game completely different.
Yeah, you're
I know.
So you
really into the
actually,
game.
I play. I've listen. I've played a majority of games that I've played on PlayStation on PC, and
actually,
like
yeah,
the minimal loading speed, it's like it changes my whole perspective
Hmm.
on it. Like
yeah,
I played what was it, Resident Evil 4, and like the loading speed was like crazy fast, and I was like, Hmm, this is interesting.
So Tech Boy 98 he asked, "Do you think next generation consoles is worth it right now, excluding Returnal?" So Returnal was like the real AAA PS5 game. So aside from that, what do you guys think?
I would say this question goes to you and Sober Guardian because we don't have it.
No, I mean we still have opinions on it regardless
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I mean,
again
that's
with
why
me
they
not
haven't got one yet. So
yeah
yeah.
yeah,
because me not like actively trying to go search for it.
exactly.
If Danny was to like send me a text, oh dude, here's a link for this, buy it. I'll either shrug it off or just look at it from curiosity. But I'm not going to be like so pressed to go and actually purchase it right then and there.
Mm, I see.
So as of now, I personally don't find them to be worth it, mainly because the titles aren't anything that's really interesting to me. But that's just a very like me opinion.
Hmm.
Because for
Hmm.
Resident Evil, yeah, sure, I like the game. The series is interesting, in quotes, but I'm not itching to play it.
Yeah.
And if you want, you
Uh,
can play it on the console you have.
yep.
Or I could just watch someone play it. Fucking whatever.
Yeah, that's
True.
what YouTube
no.
is for. Danny, what about
Yeah.
you? Like now that you had you had the system before me, so like you had it what like first like second month after it was released or something like that. So like, what are your thoughts on it now
first
so
month,
far?
He's like, get it
um,
right first month.
bitch, 3 weeks. Um, after I had a base console as well, a PS4
Yeah.
base console as well. So if I would have, somebody would just said, "Hey, here's a PS5, you can play it, see what you think." I would have been like, oh, "Holy shit, I have to have it," only because for the games that I was playing at the time, the load screen. That I don't have a PC, so I can't. I never had um that that comparison. So when I started playing my PS5, it's like every single game that I played, whether it be the Final Fantasy 7 or the Cruiser game or whatever it is. I was playing Yakuza as a PS4 game for a while. There was no load screen. It was like a second it pops up and goes away. Same thing with Destiny. So that makes a big difference because you're more immersed into the game. You know, you don't ADD off and think about other things or getting your phone or whatever. So that made a big difference. Again, the graphics for me, again, I had the base, so that as well, big difference. Like control, I hated the way the original control looked. Absolutely hate it. Couldn't play it because I didn't like the way it looked. I didn't like the frame rate. I hated everything about it. It drove me
Hmm.
nuts. And I guess see why people liked it, because it was a great game, but I couldn't do it. I tried really hard. I kind of far, and I said this is just too like the game looks too old for me.
Yeah.
But I replayed it on the PS5 and fell in love with it. Absolutely fell in love with it because they fixed a lot of the graphics, the frame rate, the glitchiness that it had. It looks like a smoother, better game. Um, it the sun thing that light thing that they use, I forgot what they call it.
Oh,
That
the
I had to
ray
turn off.
tracing. Yeah.
I had to turn that off because it was way too bright. Like
Mm.
the when you like stare into like a sun part, you're blinded. I did have to turn that off
Hmm.
because I don't think it was done 100% in control. I mean, they tried to, but it just 100 wasn't the best. But other than that, again, it was great. And then Demon Souls, all those games, the PS5 exclusives, to me were worth it. You know,
I yeah, I agree. I'm glad with the PS having the PS5. It's not. I know it sucks that it doesn't have any serious like lineup of exclusive games right
yeah.
now. I get that if that's like what your selling point is and that's why you don't want to get it. For me, as the same situation with Danny was that I had a base console PS4. That shit was on its last legs, dying. Like you can hear how bad of a jet engine it was because of how
It
it
was
it was not.
we playing Destiny, and I'd be
Yeah,
hearing it in the background. I'm like, "What is
yeah.
that? You have a fan?"
That's
He was
my
like, "No, that's my
PlayStation.
PlayStation." Oh my
Yeah,
god!
it's holding on for life. So I was just like, I kept searching for a PS5 because I knew I had this feeling that like my PlayStation was gonna die on me or whatever it may be. So I was just like, I need to get a PS5 now because I've had this shit for so long. I never upgraded it or anything like that. So that's one of my selling points for why I got the PS5. The second thing was also the loading screens, because games like Destiny, there's a lot of loading screens when you're traveling between planets and stuff, which is it could be time consuming just waiting for loading screens. And then the same thing with Cyberpunk as well. So with the debacle of Cyberpunk, not only were the graphics bad and couldn't my PS4 couldn't handle it, the loading screens were just as bad. So if I died or I had to go to another section of the map or something like that, the loading screens took like 3 to 4 minutes. Like it was ridiculous. So that was another selling point for me, was also just the loading screen. So I can still play my old games, but they still load faster. So
Yeah,
I'm
it
I'm
goes
I'm
from
I'm happy with it.
when you go from 3 minutes, honestly, to 10 seconds. That's a big difference. Like, all right, we play hours at a time, and you played
S-
it on the PS4, the
Five
demo version, and you
seconds
played it.
max. Yeah.
Yeah, and it goes up 80% done.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, why even have that? Like, it's so stupid.
Yeah.
But it's because it's for the PS4, but it makes a big difference. And which a big part, which me and Dina didn't realize, is whenever there's an update, it's for Destiny. That's it. Destiny's a big one that updates every week. It would take us an hour to 2 hours
Mm-hmm.
to download
And
to download
install.
that update, to download and install that update.
Yeah.
And we just thought, big update, whatever it was. Now, like this morning, today I turned on my PS5, and then maybe a minute, 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You're going from 2 hours to like 2 minutes to install something, to
Yeah.
install an update. And it's not my connection, it's not my internet, 'cause nothing changed. None of that changed. It's all the same, and it just allows so much more bandwidth in the console to upload it. Like if I wanted to, because there's not a lot of storage space, but even before that, I didn't have a lot of storage space, so I don't have any actual disk. I do everything digital.
Mm-hmm.
So there's times where I would delete games to clear up space, and then I would download it like the night before, and now I don't have to do that because it's maybe 30 minutes to re-download a game and play it, start playing it again.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a complete game. A lot of that's really, it does take into. I did take a lot of that into. Like, I'm really glad that since I have that now, that I can never live without it.
Yeah. Yeah. Now we're spoiled now because of
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and see, you
because of
you may
those things.
think that nothing changed, but actually, your internet service provider, they're like, oh, he has a PlayStation 5 now. He deserves better internet.
It feels like it, man. It's like this doesn't make any sense.
It's like, oh, he has money. Okay, let's give him some. Let's give him the internet he's really paying for.
So
Yeah.
I don't pay
Uh,
for it.
so
Don't pay us.
to answer your question, Tech Boy, yeah, it is mostly the loading screens and upgrades to graphics. If that's your thing, if that's like your selling points or like your buying points, then yeah, that's the reason why you should get it. You could still play your old games on there, which is nice, and even an upgraded version possibly of the PS5, so that is even nicer. So at least I also see it as an investment. Like you're spending this money now, you're good with that system for the next 5 to 10 years. Whatever, well, more than 5 years, but like 10 years until the next system comes out, and you don't have to worry about it again. So it's like now you got yourself all those exclusives that are going to come out in the next 10 years. You don't have to worry about the system anymore. You already spent your money, it's done and over with, and that's it.